Hello there, guys. So today I feel like making this video, but I don't know if I want to make it, but I feel like I need to make this video. See, over the years, there's been a lot of controversial stuff that I've seen, and now I think now is a good time to discuss, I guess, all the problems I've been having over the years since high school, and many of the reasons why I've been always having these problems all this long. See, if anyone has been watching this video and knows a lot of videos on this channel, see, I do talk about my high school and about pretty much how bad it is. The reason is because, first of all, I've been having problems of basically one, trying to make friends, and two, the whole entire dilemma that my high school's done, which has caused me to struggle making friends over the years. And the other reason, being the third, was because of all the racial abuse that I've dealt with through high school. And that is basically the reasons why I feel like making this video, of course. And there's probably other reasons also, but for now, I want to talk about one thing that I have now realized and now have found out about this. It's already the 12th of July of 2026, and I feel like talking about this since I feel like this is the kind of worst video to make right now, and the reason is because, first of all, I've seen some stuff that I now want to talk about. See, last Friday, no, it wasn't last Friday, last Thursday it was, I was basically excited. I mean, how to say it, I had my final day at class, by the way, through West London College, so pretty much, hooray, I'm now have a holiday now. So, last Thursday was my last day. So today is 12th of July, so my last Thursday, you can never tell what it was clearly. So today is a Sunday, of course, so you can tell how long ago this was. So, anyways, during that time when I was at my college during the last day, one student who was in my primary school told me something about what type of friends I had in my primary school. Now, how to say this? Let's go way back than this, and I don't know when this was again. So, Steve Cousin A, who is a YouTuber who I know of, who I'm friends with, now somebody who I wish I'm separated from because, first of all, I feel like it was the wrong idea of being with him in the first place. The reason why I was with him is because of my high school, basically, and when I was 16, this was the time when I gave up on Japanese for good, and was a time where I was finally making friends with some other friend, clearly, but this friend, I really wish I'm not friends with him now, because now realizing that he's autistic, and now realizing that I somehow, for something to say is, but I'm not actually autistic. I want to just tell you something now that I want to talk about, and this was like a few weeks ago, I believe it was, a few weeks ago. My friend's mom told me one thing, and if you're watching this video pretty much, well, I'm making this video because I've heard about this now, and now one other student has told me this during my last day at college. So let me not talk about this, but let me just talk about what happened from before with my friend's mom. Because see, how am I gonna say this? When my friend's mom, and you know what I mean, I was coming to his house, all that. I don't know when this was again. She told me that pretty much one thing. She said to me, my friend's mom, clearly, Steele's husband's mom, she told me that I don't look autistic, and maybe my high school is lying to us, and maybe they're lying to us. And I was like, well, is that really true? And I think this was like 2 weeks ago. I think it was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I believe it was. I guess the week before the final week to college, I think. So before that, yeah, honestly. And by the way, this is like the second Sunday now, so it's been like 2 Sundays before. I think it was. Yeah, 2 Sundays from before, maybe. I think it was. Let me think. Was it this Sunday? Yeah, this week. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like the second Sunday from before. Yeah. So this is the first Sunday, but the second Sunday before was the time when, yeah, I think it was it actually. I'm not sure when it was. Whatever time it was again, I'm not sure. It probably was. But she told me that, yeah, I don't know if you're even autistic. And she told me that this high school has got away with bad stuff, I am going to complain to the high school about what it's done. So she basically has honestly done that. By the way, I had to call the police basically, and I had to do that because I've realized about what the high school was doing, and someone, which is my friend's mum, just realized, and she was like, do not ever trust your high school now because I don't think anything. So basically, what I'm trying to say is my friend's mom is telling me do not never trust anything in your high school anymore because all they were doing was lying to you. Everything that is in your school is a lie. And is that true? So yeah, that was one of those things. But then the other thing that happened was one thing that happened clearly, and I remember this very well. And it was a Tuesday. I told my teacher, and after that one Sunday when my friend's mom told me about this, the next when was this again? When Tuesday started after Sunday, I told my teachers about this, and they were like, okay, what is going on here? Like, they were like confused, being like, I don't remember you being autistic. I never saw you being autistic. And I'm like, what? So, by the way, I'm not going to be talking about what high school I was in. Of course, I don't think I'm going to do that. Because, by the way, how am I going to say this? And I feel like talking about this, I'm not going to say the name of my high school, by the way, because I don't want to even want to just, you know what I mean, the video being taken down or anything. I don't want, like, yeah, and I don't want how to say this. I want the police to try and find those high school teachers now, the ones who did this whole lie. So, yeah, anyways, it was Tuesday, and I feel like I should tell you this. It was a Tuesday after that one Sunday when my friend's mom told me about this whole thing of autistic thing. Told the teachers in the college, and in my class, I told my teachers through in my class about this. And if they're watching this, I'm not gonna lie. Am I not autistic? Am I not autistic all this long? And is that why I've been struggling making friends for college? And they were like really confused. Like they were telling me that, wait a minute, did you realize you're not autistic? Because we know that. And I'm like, my friend's mom told me about this. And by the way, I want to separate him for good because his son is autistic and why my friends with him clearly, and they're like, oh God. So then I told the entirety of my class about this. They were like the same. Why? And oh my gosh. Then I told the staff in my college, I told the employees about this, I told the head about this. They said the same thing. No, you're not even autistic. Let me close the door right now. So this is kind of bad news to think about that. And then after that, I told all the other people about this, and yeah, same news again, not autistic. So does that mean that my one high school that I was in lied to me? And if this is just true, I don't even want the high school to be watching this video right now because I feel like the entire world should be watching this video now to understand how bad this has been. And by the way, I'm trying to be quiet because my mom is sleeping clearly, but I'm serious right now. This is bad news, honestly. And thinking of it now, I can't believe that I'm the only one, probably in the UK, who has dealt with this one entire crime where my one high school that I was in before was actually lying about me being autistic. And I was literally trusting them. Yes, I was trusting the teachers about, oh yeah, I'm autistic, yeah, yeah. But then, similar to realizing it now, that was a lie. And then, guess what made me proof that I'm not autistic, even now seeing it now? My last day at the college. See, it was a Thursday. This was last Thursday, by the way. It's Sunday now, 12th of July of 2026. So this was like, yeah, last Thursday from before. I told the teachers, just, man, this is messed up. And I was like, what to do about my other class? My one teacher and me told me that I would probably have to have a youth club, probably just to make friends, something separate from the college, probably. And I told him about the same thing. I'm autistic, and he said, well, practically not, but I don't know, like, how to say it. That they are, how to say it, like, I'm like really confused, by the way. He was like my teacher was like, A lot of us, I don't know what's going on. Autism, like, he was like really confused. So yeah, he didn't talk after that, and I was like, okay. And my teacher, who I was with in my class, one of them, who will probably watching this video if you are watching it, yeah, the one who told me about the youth club, by the way, which I'm gonna probably go to in October of this year, probably. So of this year of 2026, yeah. I think I'm gonna go to one. I'm not sure what this is gonna be. I wonder what the fate is gonna be for myself now because honestly, to think of it, I have really had the worst time ever through high school and college than anyone in the world. See, the reason why I'm the one who had the worst life through college and high school is because of one high school itself and because of their decision of me being with autistic children. So, by the way, I'm in my sitting room clearly, and it's the 14th of July, pretty much, of 2026. So, anyways, yeah, you have to think of it. I probably had the worst life ever from other students to think of it. So, now when you think of it now, I feel like my high school that I was in before really took things too far, clearly, and I feel like it has really damaged my life. Plus, right now, I already have a holiday right now, and of course, I'm going to be 20 soon. This is just such a bad life. Out of every teenager that I can even imagine now, I'm probably the only one who dealt with all this propaganda right now of basically like, you do not accept, let me tell you this, we do not allow students with eyes like this, which are small, with smaller like eyelid shape or some kind. Something like this, I don't know, it's like this kind of shape. Yeah, we do not allow that. That's messed up. Like that kind of school but I was in before is now really bad, honestly. And to think of it, they lied about me being. First of all, when I came to one school I was in from before, clear, what was it like? I'm not going to explain the name of it right now, clearly, because like I want the police to find the school clearly, like track down the teachers, who were the ones who did this whole propaganda clearly that I've seen. When I first came to the high school, I think the teachers saw who I was and then they thought to themselves, we're not going to allow those types of friends. We're going to allow only him, clearly. And I'm like, what? Only myself? That's just bad. That's messed up, honestly. And to think of it, that's what happened. Now, I'm not going to say the name of my high school, okay? Because that's the thing I'm going to do now. Because I want to still find the police to just track down, yeah, whoever the teachers and stuff who thought of this idea, which honestly, think of it, it was dumb. And then slowly and surely, how to say it, that I was confused about the students, by the way. I was like, what are their habits, these students? I was in high school being like, I can't even be friends with that kind of student. Like, what is wrong with him, clearly? I mean, the thing is, he's autistic, that one kid. And I told him if he did Japanese, but nope, he didn't. And guess what he said to me? You're an effing Japanese. And I'm like, no, a brown one. No, I don't even know if there's such a thing. And then said all this type of stuff, and I'm like, hold on a minute, that's discrimination. And that was from one brown student in my high school, clearly, that I was in, and that was really bad. And then, how to say it, was 2019 and 2018. Yeah, I was dealing with this type of propaganda, clearly, of racism that I was suffering through, which was not good at all. And then when 2020 started coming by, it said a lot about my life, but the high school that I was in before would honestly become a train wreck, and it did because of COVID 19. And also because of my high school teacher's dumb decisions of only allowing autistic children, not even allowing the proper friends in my primary school, clearly. Think of it now. That was a messed up life. And I believe I have talked about this on my channel, but I don't want to talk about the name of my high school still, because, like, again, I really want the police to be tracking down how to say this, about whoever was the reason of, you know what I mean? Because I want to know why they forced me to only be with autistic children, because that was a risk of me dealing with a bit of discrimination at the same time. And at the same time, that's when COVID 19 came by and none of this even helped me. All of those children who were in my high school who were autistic were useless and were never useful for me. And I'm sure there are some autistic people basically hating me right now, but seriously, I don't want to be friends with someone who's autistic, okay? I am just someone who really wants to have proper friends, really, and unfortunately, I don't get that at all, really. Because of one high school that I was in, I don't even want to really talk about this person anymore. I am disgusted right now, but I am now 19 years old, and of course, I'm gonna be 20 soon, I guess around September clearly. And of course, I'm gonna hate this so much. The birthday I have clearly. The reason why I'll hate my birthday so much because I don't have the proper friends to just have birthdays with. Compared to primary school where I had a ton of friends, everything was epic, and wow, so many friends in primary school. Everyone's seeing my birthday. Wow, so cool. But then this Bellevue, like, how I'm not gonna say the name of the school. It's not Bellevue. It's something else. Let me not say the name of my school because I don't want to talk about it literally. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. I'm 19. Am I ever gonna get that same birthday from primary school again? Because I don't think there'll ever be a chance to get that same kind of birthday, and I guess that's gonna really suck clearly. And I've always hated my birthdays through high school and college. Maybe because all the goddamn autistic children and stuff. Yeah, that explains a lot. That really does explain a lot. And now college, to think of it, maybe this is the reason why I'm having trouble. Like, too much struggles of making friends came through this. I feel like that's the reason. Now I've been struggling a lot, really. And how much I'm now gonna hate my 20th birthday now. And if my parents are watching this, honestly now, I want everything to be fixed now. And if it never becomes fixed, I will hate my birthday so much when I'm 20. Yes, and I'll always remember this bloody ass birthday that was so rubbish on my life. And to think of it now, I feel like now's the time to really do something now, and I feel like I really need to do something about it now. I feel like I really need a community of, I guess, Asian British friends, probably, ones who I had from my primary school, probably, ones who are similar to my primary school, I mean. Like, how to say, a lot of the friends I was with were East Asian British friends. Now, that could be a good idea right there. But unfortunately, because of all the immigration and so on, and all this propaganda that's been going on for years since 2020, am I ever going to get that type of friend, or am I just going to be struggling clearly? And wow, to think of it, maybe that's true. And to think of it now, I really don't know what to do now, really. I've been giving up of having children also at the same time. It's just not good. It is such a mess that this is the type of school that I was in. And I really feel like I'm happy that I'm now left at school for good, but I'm still disappointed on one thing, and that's the part that I'm still struggling on making friends clearly, and the part that I just don't like my 20th birthday anymore because I hate it so much, and I really hate it because of this, basically because of my high school clearly, and that's it. That's the reason, basically, all in all, and also because my college only has autistic children and stuff, and I'm just not a fan of it. And if the college is watching this, seriously, I need friends that I really need. And also, my teachers are confused about me being in the college, by the way, for being not autistic, clearly, and being like that this family's insane. And if you're watching this video, basically, any of my teachers from my class, clearly, well, thank God you knew that I'm not autistic, clearly, and thank God you knew that. Because now, look at the damage I dealt with. Look at all the just, how am I even going to think of it? It is just bad that I have been dealing with this. This is now my future, and this is not even a good future, sadly, and it's a shame to think about. And to think about it now, I really missed a time where the future was a good thing, clearly, and that was only because my primary school teachers knew better about the future, clearly. Well, my high school never knew better about anything about the good future for life, none of that stuff, and seriously, they just basically, how to say it, this school that I was in from before, which was my high school, I just don't really like it anymore. And it's really because of this. I really don't even like it ever in my life. And I just don't want to have kids basically going there anymore. And honestly now, I just don't like it anymore, and it really is just that. And plus, I've called the police about this school also. So, yeah, it's unbelievable that this high school accepted the behavior of basically a sort of propaganda that has ruined my life and discrimination at the same time. This school, like once this video is uploaded on YouTube now, I wonder how many people are gonna feel about me dealing with the worst life of high school clearly, and how much it has been the worst clearly out of every other person maybe, because this has to be the most troublesome years of my life now, to think of it. I mean, from high school to college, it has been the most awfully unsmooth and just, how do I even say it now, it's basically been an absolute train wreck clearly, and it's all due to just one school, and it's just due to just basically that, an entire service that just never knew better clearly, and yeah, never knew better about the future clearly. That was that, because they never knew anything about better future clearly. For myself, the only thing I thought the future was for me is to be with some autistic children. That was never the future. That was a failure, and that was it. That was never the future at all, and that was it. And also that explained a lot. Autistic children were never the future for me at all. And if any of them people who are autistic right now watching this video, so honestly, it's just me. I just don't really understand anyone who's autistic clearly, and I'm just that kind of person. And maybe I'm just that, really just that clearly. And also the one who is basically being forced to be with autistic children, which is just bad. Forced to be with someone who don't even know about, and also who's autistic clearly. This is how worse it gets. Really. This is how much bad it has become. Really. Someone I don't know, someone who's autistic also, which made it even more worse to make friends with. Really, and even made it more worse to think about it now. And because one friend who doesn't know about me that well. Seriously now, I really hate the part I'm friends with him clearly. And not just because of that, the thing that made it worse for me is the part he's autistic clearly, and honestly, to think of it now, if Sirius has need to watching this video right now, seriously, my life is an absolute mess. Like, literally. And just thinking of it now, if his mum's watching this video now, seriously, my life has been a goddamn mess. And it really has been that way for just such a long time. And to think of it now, I felt like I need people who were doing stuff that I did in the past in my primary school clearly, because now I feel nostalgic at the same time, and also at the same time I wish that I could try and bring the nostalgia that I once had back to life again. But honestly, it's just hard to do now, all because of my high school. I wish I had some of my childhood friends from primary school clearly that my high school teachers never accepted clearly, and I wish that they did accept them so then life would have been easier. But unfortunately, it never became easy, and trying to make friends at the same time was just impossible. So to think of it now, I really had been struggling of making friends, and now really thinking of it now, I wonder what the future is for myself now, because I don't think I need someone who's autistic anymore, and that's it. I feel like I've been struggling with that one friend of mine who's still 2008. The reason because I was forced to being with him, of course, and of course thinking of it now, I don't think I was ever meant to be with him in the first place, other than my friends from my other school from back in like 2018, pretty much. That whole group of friends that I remembered around June of 2018, that group was just wonderful. I mean, East Asian British friends, really, it was a wonderful time before my high school came in around September, just yeah, knocking down everything down clearly. And around July, I think it was June of 2018, they just knocked down everything completely. So then July came in, farewell to all my primary school friends, and then trying to make friends in high school was just, how to say it, it was a racist nightmare. And I feel like not talking about it right now because I feel like, yeah, and so with that, thank you for watching, comment, subscribe. Hope this video learned you something now. Because again, we just need something to learn about, and this is one of those things now. I feel like this video is a big lesson for other people now. But basically, how to say it, not forcing anyone to be with someone who's autistic clearly and so on. Anyways, thank you for watching, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.